All right, folks. Oh, thank you. What do you see if we're the center of creation? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Central control.
I am the center of creation. I am a seed planted in the stillness. I am the center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am the center of creation. I am a tree rooted in fullness. I am the center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am the center of creation. I am complete, living in wholeness. I am the center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am the center of creation. I am complete, living in wholeness. I am the center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God.
We're starting early, I guess. That is all right. So, good morning, everybody. I'm Chris Klosterman. I get to be your platform chair here this morning, and it's good to be with you. We appreciate everybody here and then everybody that gets to join us online here. So I want to give a big welcome to our live streamers. Thank you for being part of us here at Unity Center of Cedar Rapids. We appreciate your presence in our spiritual home and the energy you bring to this community. Thanks for joining us. And as always, please know that we are here to support you on your spiritual journey. All right. So as people come in, let me remind everyone that if you are a guest today, or if you would just simply want a welcome packet, please pick them up at the welcome table in the foyer. If you'd like to add your name and email to the guest book at the welcome table, we will add you to our newsletter. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again. Our speaker today is Reverend Dr. Jane Simmons. She holds a doctoral degree in theology and is an ordained Unity minister. She is currently a member of adjunct faculty for Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. With a passion for heart-centered transformation, Jane is committed to helping bring forth a kinder, more compassionate world. And here she is on our screen.
Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be with you today, and I really look forward to this time together as we move forward. So, happy about that.
Thanks for being here with us today. And introducing our musicians. Today, our band is led by Jason Wright, with Ben Fashionpar, Stephanie Martinez, Tom Zimmerman, Don Oliver, and Angela Dooley. Big thanks to Stephanie and to Ben and to everybody coming in and helping out for our musical liturgy today, as well as our own Kevin Crumvita on the sound, getting everything balanced out.
What did you say?
And he was the one that asked me to introduce Jason and the band as Jason and the Argonauts. So,
You're fired.
all right. And now for our invocation. Please join me in our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And now our opening congregational song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Won't you rise in body or spirit and join us in our opening song?
Breathe deeply, my friends. We are spirit expressing the one life we're all meant to be. Breathe deeply, my friends. We are love in expression. We're here for each other, to bless and to heal. For spirit in us is all we need to live our lives in joy and peace. Breathe deeply, my friends, and receive inspiration and give full expression to God's holy light.
Won't you turn to your neighbor and greet them?
For spirit in us is all we need to live our lives in joy and peace. Breathe deeply, my friends, and receive inspiration and give full expression to God's holy light.
And now, we would like to invite our children to join our youth and family teachers. Let's sing them on their way.
And we're going to sing a half version of this song. And if anybody goes on to that third verse, you have to double your offering today.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Yeah. And now for our announcements. The Board of Trustees would like your input. Please complete the survey and share your thoughts as they make decisions about our spiritual leadership and affirm the highest good for our spiritual center. Link is in your e-news in the news section of the website. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen right here. And while people may be doing that, this is a good time to ask, have you downloaded the UCR app? If you did, you can see our slightly different order of service today. And the download link is at unitycr.org. We are still trying to identify congregants on the Name That Congregant board in the foyer. Please write any names you know on the whiteboard under the picture. Thanks for helping us out. Paula Land is offering a new class that starts August 19th. The class is based on the book In the Flow of Life by Eric Butterworth. It will meet on Mondays from 6 to 8 p.m. via Zoom. Please register on the UCR website under Events or in the UCR app to receive the Zoom link. Please register. Excellent, yes, that helps with getting the Zoom link. So what Paula had mentioned was please register because that lets her know who wants to be part of the class, and then that's how we get the Zoom link to everyone that wants to participate. Thanks again. I know as I begin my own school year, those attendance rosters become really important. Next Sunday, August 25th, is the annual community picnic. We will play cornhole and bingo for prizes. Bring a dish to share and your plates and cups. UCR will provide silverware, napkins, veggie and meat burgers, and lemonade. Please RSVP on the website or in the app. September is our Centennial Celebration Month. To start, on September 1st, following service, we are having an ice cream social with root beer floats as well as lawn games. And remember to mark your calendars for the all-congregation centennial photo after service on September 8th. You can also sign up for family or individual photos. So September 1st, root beer floats. September 8th, that centennial photo. And you can see the two photos that we've got here juxtaposed. The most current one isn't so current because I can tell just from the size of my own children when that was taken, so. And now they're taller than me. Next week, Kathleen Mavity, Worship Associate at People's Church Unitarian Universalist, will be our guest speaker. Her topic is how to exfoliate your faith. If you have a prayer request today, you can join our prayer partner, Barb. Thanks, Barb, in the prayer room, right off here to my right. And now, another congregational song.
Yes, won't you please join us by rising, either in body or spirit, and join us in God You Are.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. Everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
And now let's take a moment to sit in the silence and become present in this space, taking in a couple of deep breaths. And please join me in saying our statement of purpose. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. We gather to create an experience of spirit. At Unity CR, we offer practical teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living. Meeting you right where you are, we endeavor to provide a variety of ways to support your path of spiritual living. Our mission is to provide spiritual awareness and share the wonder and joy of God's love. And our daily word for today is wholeness. As a divine being, I am whole. I know I am whole, wondrously made, and a unique expression of the divine. But I cannot truly know wholeness if I become distracted by an experience of illness or thoughts of lack or limitation. I do not resist limiting thoughts. Instead, I let the light of divine understanding dissolve the darkness of spiritual ignorance. Remembering that divine life lives as me, I affirm my body's wholeness, even if I am experiencing illness. Growing awareness of the limitless flow of divine ideas reminds me I have all I need to experience a joyous and abundant life. As I say yes again and again to my true spiritual nature, my life becomes an ever-unfolding demonstration of wholeness. And from Luke chapter 11, verse 36, if then your whole body is full of light, with no part of it in darkness, it will be as full of light as when a lamp gives you light with its rays. And now,
draw the circle one. 1, 2, 3.
Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. the pain, it seems there's no release. We will hold you until the storm subsides. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. We're standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide.
Good morning, everyone. Can you wave if you can see me and hear me okay? Great, great. Technology is wonderful when it works, isn't it? And through the magic of technology, I'm joining you from Kettle Falls, Washington. It's a tiny little town in the northeast part of Washington state. My husband Gary and I live on 20 acres with our dog Jedi in a tiny house. So it's wonderful to be with you all this morning, and I'm very grateful for being invited to be here today. Well, a while back, I saw a posting that really caught my attention. And it said, "We need kind humans right now." And I was really moved by the urgency in his words. It almost seemed like he was making a plea, please, can we be kinder? And he was questioning whether we have become immersed in too much cynicism, too much sarcasm to recover for it. Has political and social polarized thinking gone too far, he was asking. And his writing got me wondering what it might take to heal the divide that has arisen from an us and them kind of thinking that seems to have enmeshed itself into our culture. So my talk title, as you know, is Survival of the Kindest. So that gives you a hint as to the level of importance that I am pinning on the need for us to be kind to one another. That title is also the name of a book that I'm currently writing, talking about cultural change, cultural paradigm shifts that have happened in our history, exploring how they happen, and then looking at what we might need to do in order for us to shift to a new paradigm, a kinder, more compassionate world. Are you with me on that? The truth is that transformation out of a culture of polarization into a more compassionate, peaceful world, it can't happen by just taking some sort of forceful outer action to try to fix things in the world. As Einstein said, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. And as I thought about that, about understanding I also saw that Thich Nhat Hanh has written that understanding is love's other name. I love that. Understanding is love's other name. So love and understanding, compassion, loving kindness need to be behind any action that we take if we want to see transformative change, if we want to see lasting change. But I recently read that many of us seem to be turning our spirituality into a rat race. And when I read that, I thought, wow, is that what I have been doing? Turning my spirituality into a rat race. So it made me really pause and think about that, because between political unrest, social media stoked outrage, violence, racism, climate change, all the things that are happening, so many of us have been working overtime in a seemingly endless mental and emotional struggle with whatever is showing up on the nightly news. Do you know what I mean by this? I'm definitely one of those people. So I've had to ask myself some pretty serious questions. Am I trying to force change by battling what's arising? Am I trying to force change by battling what is arising using tactics that I'm trying to move out of? I'm trying to move out of that paradigm of trying to force things to happen. Has a steady diet of us and them thinking actually derailed my desire to live a compassionate life, to live a life that honors the interconnected oneness of our human family? Have I been trying to win a spiritual rat race by vanquishing what I consider to be the other side, the other? And these are such important questions, and they bring me to the most poignant one of all. Is it even possible to bring forth a new paradigm of interconnected, interrelated living using methods that are no longer working in the old paradigm, which is a paradigm based on the story of separation? Is it even possible? And here's a spoiler alert. No, it's not. That's the definition of insanity, isn't it? Doing the same things over and over, expecting a different result. But this idea that I might be caught in a spiritual rat race has catapulted me into a whole new exploration of cultural change and how I might do things differently than I have been. And by doing things differently, no longer contribute to the culture's dysfunction. How can I do it differently? This has been my big question. Richard Rohr, a Franciscan priest, writes this: you cannot believe in or practice unitive consciousness, which is oneness, right? An experience of oneness. You can't practice that as long as you exclude and marginalize others. Now, it seems like we're stating the obvious here, but it just makes sense. If I'm making someone else the problem, if I'm keeping them outside of my circle of compassion, then I'm excluding myself from experiencing oneness, experiencing the wholeness of divine love. Because, why? Because I'm immersed in separation myself. You see that? So we can't force a paradigm shift. We actually have to be it. We have to be that shift. And when enough of us move into alignment with the vibrational dynamics of a new way of being, then this new way of being will have an avenue through which it can emerge. So I'm officially inviting anyone who has been caught in a spiritual rat race, like I have, to step out of the battle and let's step into the flow. We'll feel the difference in that. Let's step off the battlefield that comes from reactivity to the story of separation and awaken to the divine flow of oneness that is naturally emanating from the reality of our wholeness, our interconnected wholeness. Separation is a story, it's an illusion. Wholeness, oneness is reality, it's truth with capitals, capital R, capital T. Unity's foundation principle, we heard it this morning, there's one presence, one power, one life, and it's living itself through and as each one of us. So part of our work is to start living that truth in a greater way. And the work begins, as always, by looking within. The first step is to take responsibility for our energies. I need to become aware and wake up to what's going on within me and how I may have been unconsciously projecting whatever that is out onto an unsuspecting world. As the New Thought teacher Emma Curtis Hopkins writes, the world will persist in exhibiting before you what you persist in affirming the world is. You got to love Emma Curtis Hopkins. She just really tells it like it is. So whatever we're putting out there is contributing to the collective consciousness of humanity. Make no mistake about that. And in these very unsettled times, tumultuous times, we might even say, our whole planet now more than ever, needs a new way of living, one that is based on the heart, the power of the heart, divine love, kindness in action. And above all, it needs those of us who are holding the vision of this new way, this better world, to help bring it forth. We're the ones that we've been waiting for. And this entails some work. I mean, you may have noticed, right? I'm not saying this just snap your fingers, it's done. What, in a sense, that work is to hospice what's dying out, is to release what isn't working, to let go of what we're ready to let go of, to do that kind of releasing work, hospicing what's dying out. But at the very same time, we need to welcome and nurture and create the environment for, and essentially midwife, what's ready to come forth and be birthed, which is a world that works for all. So can you feel that? At one time, we're letting go of what's not working, but at the same time, we're beckoning to what's coming forth and allowing it to happen. And while there may not be a very clear picture of what that is as of yet, this much is very clear to me. The coming together of our human family, no matter what we agree or disagree on, is imperative. I believe our very survival rests on it. I truly do. I read the story about a farmer who grew excellent quality corn. Every single year he won an award for it. And a reporter interviewed him and asked him what his secret was to growing such quality crop year after year after year. And the farmer told him that he shared his seed corn with his neighbors. And the reporter asked, well, how can you afford to do that when your neighbors are in competition with you? And the farmer answered, the wind picks up pollen from the ripening corn, it swirls it from field to field. If my neighbors grow inferior corn, cross-pollination will steadily degrade the quality of mine. If I want to grow good corn, I have to help my neighbors grow good corn. And I just love this story because I think it illustrates that as a culture, we're all in this together. And as Dr. King famously wrote, we're all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, and we're tied into a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one affects all in some way. So our well-being is intertwined. And if we're keeping others out of our circle of kindness, out of our circle of compassion, we also keep that door barred from our own entry. So not only are we all in this together, we got to find our way out together too. And our current cultural climate, I believe, is ripe for us to do so. So how can we utilize the current situation as a cataclysmic evolutionary catalyst? That's my favorite new phrase, cataclysmic evolutionary catalyst. And what that means is how can we use what's currently happening as a driver for evolutionary transformation? How can we utilize it? What if all that's happening in our world right now is revealing something for us? It's revealing what's being called forth to be healed, to be transformed in some way. What if it's calling us into a personal as well as a collective paradigm shift that we're ready to sort of move into a greater expression of who we've come here to be, individually and as a culture? Can you imagine that? Well, the truth is we cannot shift into a new way of thinking if we're seeing life through an old way of thinking, specifically through the lens of an unhealed past. That's like pouring new wine into the old wineskins. If we're doing that, our development will be hindered by conditioned patterns of behavior. And without doing the internal cleansing, healing work, guess what? We're just going to keep dragging our shadowy past into the future like unwanted baggage. Unwanted baggage. And those of us who travel, we look at this picture and go, oh, I've been there. I know what it's like to just kind of carry this stuff. You know, thank God for wheels on suitcases now. But just, we want to keep in mind that until we're dealing with what may still be needing healing within us, we're carrying it around with us. We're seeing life through it. So, but to be clear, this isn't about fixing ourselves. We're not flawed in some way. That's not what this is about. Here's what it's about: releasing whatever is in the way of revealing our true wholeness. Can you feel that? Yeah, it's not about fixing ourselves. It's about clearing the path so that the true wholeness that we are, the oneness that is seeking expression through us, can now move. We want to let go of anything that's obscuring the Christ light from shining brightly. That's the example. And so we want to be mindful of, these orphan parts of ourselves, or, as Carl Jung teaches, parts that we have deemed unacceptable in the past, and we're just kind of pushing away. Those things need to be welcomed and embraced within us. Loved into wholeness is the way I think of it. And then the way clears. So although it's not the totality of the work to do this inner stuff, it is definitely the foundational piece of it. Because if we don't do that, then our unfinished business will continue to quietly and not so quietly sabotage our individual as well as our collective evolution into a more spiritually mature, awakened culture. It's gonna trip us up. Centuries ago, the Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca gave some wise words of counsel. He said, "Don't stumble over something behind you." I love that. That's exactly what we do when we don't address this. We stumble over our past, our own past. Dr. Resmaa Menakem teaches that unresolved issues and trapped emotion from the past stay stuck in our nervous system, and as a result creates what he calls unsettled bodies, easily triggered, the fight or flight on high alert kind of thing. And he writes this: gather together a group of unsettled bodies, you're going to get a riot or a mob of some kind, right? But, and this is what's so exciting about this, bring together a large group of settled bodies, and you now have potential movement, potential force for tremendous good in the world. And that's exciting to me. This is the key for us as to how we can bring forth a new peaceful world. This explains why, when a percentage of the population engages in meditation, the crime rate can drop, violence can be reduced. It helps me to understand why, as we get ourselves into a meditative, coherent, heart-centered state, it affects those around us in a beautiful way. And that's what we're going to do during our meditation time today, by the way. We'll get into that state. When I do my integration work, when I settle my body, release those things that are keeping me unsettled, now I can be the presence of loving kindness, and I can be the presence of peace for myself or another. And you feel the power of that. More wisdom from Richard Rohr. This collective call, he says, and he's talking about this call to make the world a better place. This call can only be truly answered by those who have done their own work of self-mastery. Otherwise, he says, there's insufficient strength, not enough connection to the essential center to do what he calls the heavy lifting of transformation. So that's really important for us to get, because he goes on to say that any unfinished business within us from our past is going to inhibit our availability for transformation. And I've had to ask myself, wow, how available am I right now for transformation? How available am I for transformation? It's another great question to ask ourselves. I heard the story of a Tibetan monk who had been tortured in a Chinese prison for some time. And when he was finally released, he was asked by the Dalai Lama whether he had ever been afraid. And he said this: yes, I was afraid I might lose compassion for the Chinese. Wow. Now there is someone who's very available for transformation. And I'm the first to confess that I certainly am not there yet. And to be clear, I'm not suggesting that we suppress or avoid feelings of anger or fear that have been generated from the past. No, we need to feel those feelings. We need to honor those emotions. We need to work through them in a positive way, but not get stuck in them, not get stuck in negative thinking and depleting emotions. But that's the key, not to get stuck there. It does the world no good if we do. It does the world no good for us to have us sink into the vibration of despair, guilt, fear, condemnation, pessimism, blaming, and then they stay stuck there. That just compounds the problem. As James Twyman tells us, thoughts are the ultimate buzzkill. Now he's talking about chronic negative thinking here, the ultimate buzzkill. And I don't know about you, but I have found that to be the case. I can definitely bring my energy down with this kind of thinking. And I'm also not saying that we never take action of some kind when we witness troubling behavior and say no to it. But when we make peace with our past, when we do the integration work first, now our actions can come from self-awareness, can come from peace, can come from love, rather than from projection or reactivity. Do you see the difference? There's a big difference in action where I'm reacting to something or when I'm responding from love. So we need to unlearn any negative conditioning that may be hiding the very qualities we want to express. See, they're hiding under it. Truly, we can't leave behind a kinder world if we're not feeling that kindness inside. We can't give the world a compassionate, safe life for all if that compassion and safety is not within our own hearts. And here's why. The world is mirroring what's within our psyche. It's just how it is. And if I want to see healing in our polarized world, I need to heal the polarity in my own heart. But the good news is we don't have to do this work alone. In fact, guess what? We can't do it alone. We need the powerhouse of the divine. We need divine love that is within us. We need spirit to be lifting us through it. Ralph Waldo Emerson describes how this works. He says, we are inlets of the divine. Inlets of the divine. Feel how that feels. We're inlets, natural inlets of the divine source. And he says, well, our job is to learn how to be clear outlets. We're inlets, it's within us. Now, how do we share it with the world? And the work becomes doing powerful integration work by finding, befriending all the hidden unconscious blocks to being an outlet, a clear outlet. And then becoming active, conscious conduits of divine love. A conduit of divine love, sharing it with the world in order to bring forth a kinder, more compassionate world. And so this integration work is paramount. And when we let our hearts lead, when we learn to live and breathe kindness toward our world, toward ourselves, very important, when our work becomes being divine love in action, then not only can our own lives transform, but it spreads like a positive contagion. The world can now change. And this brings me right back to the realization of our true power within. We are one with Source, one with divine mind. Within us is a mighty power that can overcome all seeming obstacles. We want to use Source, not force, because we have access to that power, and it gets deeper and deeper the more we clear any blockages from the past. Isn't that exciting? Truly, this is what excites me. Nothing inspires me more than wanting to leave a more compassionate, peaceful world for the next generation that is a safe place, that is a loving place, that's ecologically sustainable, where everyone has an equal opportunity to thrive. That's the kind of world I want to leave behind. And that's the kind of paradigm shift that I truly believe is on the horizon. It's imminent, it's ready to emerge, but we have to help it do so by midwifing it into manifestation as we rise to and sustain its vibrational frequency. That's what it means by being the change. And when I start to live that truth by clearing anything that's blocking the flow of divine love, becoming an inlet and an outlet of spirit, a conscious conduit of compassion and kindness, an instrument of peace, a clear avenue for spirit to express, however we want to call it, whatever words we want to use to describe it, doing that work with humility, compassion, kindness benefits not only me, but the entire human collective. Make no mistake about it. Every one of us is source in action. Feel the power of that. So I invite all of us during these challenging times to become spiritual midwives as we cultivate another one of my favorite new words, kindfulness. I love that. Kindfulness. Let's cultivate kindfulness. Do the internal work, the integration work. Discover those stuck places, maybe the unforgiveness or the resentment, the judgment, the condemnation, both towards yourself as well as others. We want to get those places and do the integration work. Clear whatever barriers we may have mentally or emotionally erected that are in the way of our being a peaceful presence. And then, using source, not force, awaken our divine potential, go beyond our yesterday self, become an outlet of kindness, an avenue through which love, wisdom, and compassion can flow, and truly, truly become the peace that we're seeking. The world is counting on us. The time is now, and we are the ones, right here, right now. So I want to, let's take a breath together. I know I've shared a lot with you this morning, and you can tell it's kind of my passion to be, giving this message. But I want to take a moment now for us to just really, truly take it in. Take into your heart that you are important right where you are, that you are here to make a difference in the world, to be to bring forth compassion, to be the presence of peace in the world. And so as we step into that, let's take a moment to go into a moment of meditation. And so I'm going to invite us all to just let's sit back in our seats and begin to follow the breath in and out. Taking cleansing breaths. And we're going to gently set aside any cares or worries that are on our minds and have been, knowing that we can return to them later on. We want to sink our awareness deep within the body. So if your feet are planted on the floor, notice what it feels like. Feel the soles of your feet. Feel the sense of being grounded. Imagine breathing right up through the feet, all the way up, throughout the body. And then just imagine breathing right into your heart. If you choose, you can put your hand on your heart to connect the heart space. Now bring into your awareness someone or something that you deeply appreciate. Could be a beloved person in your life, could be a cherished pet, or a memory, a warm memory, but choose someone or something that activates a feeling of gratitude. You don't want to just think about it, you want to feel it. We let this feeling of gratitude rise up from within us, and it warms our hearts. Moves beyond the heart. Moving throughout the body. Just notice the cells of your body invigorated by this healing vibration of appreciation. It's a higher vibration. We are waking up our energetic field. We let that feeling grow and expand beyond the body. Jesus always said thank you before he asked for what he wanted. Gratitude is a beginning place for us. Now we let it grow beyond the room that we're in. Just imagine this energetic field of gratitude, harmony, coherent energy, expanding, radiating. Not only blessing the cells in our bodies, but blessing our world. So we acknowledge that we are in the presence of pure being. Presence of God, the presence of oneness, one life, living through all of us. We are divinely connected. There is no separation. We send this healing energy outward. When as we come into alignment with this higher vibration, it opens a portal within us to the deeper dimension. The heart intelligence, the wisdom of God becomes accessible to us. We become a conduit. The holiness of God. For the opportunity to be love in action. To be the one to bring compassion and peace to our world, wherever we find ourselves. We give grateful thanks in the name of all that is gracious and holy. We say, Amen. And so it is.
We programmed a song to keep you in your meditative state. I'm actually being very sarcastic about that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
My religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Everyone has a story, everyone has pain. When we strip away our masks, we find we're really all the same. It's those little things we say and do that can mean so much. It's a smile, a connection, a simple act of touch. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Today I'm gonna ask myself, what more can I do to be a radiant child of God and let our love shine through? Gonna let my heart be my guide to give the best of me. Gonna share my joy, share my love, and give it boundlessly. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. But Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. She said, Jack, tell me, what can I do to help and ease your mind? He said, hold my hand and just be kind, and I know that I'll be fine. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My job is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Practice every day.
Thank you very much. At this time, we invite everyone to hold their offering for a blessing. And we invite those of you online to make your contribution to unitycr.org. We bless all offerings, and we bless these baskets and the abundance they will soon receive. We see them as symbols of the potential available to all of us. As we participate in this sacred act of giving and receiving, we give abundantly, we receive thankfully, and give again generously. Join me in our offertory statement. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
2, 3, 4.
Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that God is all there is.
Freely we give and gratefully we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these tithes, gifts, and offerings to the will, the work, and the way of the Christ as it expresses through this ministry of love and service. We surround these members of our spiritual community who made known their prayer requests with our loving thoughts and prayers. We affirm and know that each person is blessed with wisdom and discernment, health and wholeness, and prosperity in good measure. We release these requests, trusting that all is well. Amen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Won't you rise in body or spirit and join us?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect unity. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is.
Religion is kindness, our church is nature, my God is it's deep inside, the job is to be conscious, I've had this forgiveness, my religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Sister, tell me, what can I do to help you ease your mind? He said, hold my hand, just be kind, and I know that I'll be fine. My church, that's nature. My God is the spirit that lives deep inside.